Good morning, San Diego. What's going on? Are we out of San Diego, Elle?
I feel like you didn't want to say that, but it came out, so you just kind of rolled with it.
Something like that. Something like that.
It was too late to go back.
It's too late. I was invested. I was too late. No turning back now. What's going on, Elle? How you doing?
I'm good.
Morning, top of the morning to you. Something like
Bottom.
that. Bottom of the morning. One of those days. Hey, shout out to everybody. Thank you, everybody, for coming through. It is another episode of the House of Nerds show. Thank you, everybody,
Oh,
for
you
hanging out
wanna
with
you
us.
wanna silence that?
Oh, is that me? That was you.
No, I don't have any friends, so
Stop. Oh, that's
couldn't
true.
couldn't be me.
That's true. This we know. This we know. Silly. I tried to finesse it, but everybody knows. That doesn't get no notifications.
I'd be on do not disturb, but for what?
I don't know. Oh man. Hey folks, we're excited. We got a super packed show for everybody, man. We got the one and only Kurt Michael Russell, colorist in the comic book game. We're going to be bringing him on very shortly. We got a packed week in review. We're discussing our top 3 with some amazing members from this comic community. We're going to be bringing them on later on. What else we got, Elle? What else
I
we
feel
got?
like I always do the comments too soon.
You do. Let me get into my thing first, and then we can go through the comments.
What was the question?
What else do we got? We got week in review.
Mm-hmm.
We're hanging with Kurt.
Mm-hmm.
Copper Drop.
Mm-hmm.
Copper Drop, folks. We're talking about Bunny Mask.
Discussing some of your guys' questionable genie wishes.
That's right. Earlier in the week,
Yesterday.
made it to.
You said-
Was that
earlier, you said early. You know what I've been thinking about all
Hmm.
morning? Because that was funny. I think it was last week, and we were talking about like an issue number 7, and you were like, "What was the one that came out before this one?" And it was like number 6.
I don't know.
I don't know.
What was the one before 7?
Yeah, you said what was the one that came out before this one? It was like, then we have. I think that's it. Yeah.
It's because I'm on the metric system. You're what, Imperial in the States?
Is that how 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? That's how that
Just-
works.
Things is funny, man.
Okay.
Mathematics always in flux. Always in flux. Want to give a shout out to everybody in the live chat today, man. Thank you, everybody, for coming through. Now you can
Oh.
post the yeah. Thank you. Who we got here? Who's hanging out? We got Angel, the first one in the live chat. She was here at 6 a.m. Eastern time, so very early. No, but the first one. So shout out to Angel. Thanks for coming through. We got our buddy Juan. Oh, good morning, House on Earth show. What's going on? Aaron Hall. Thanks for coming through, buddy. Who else we got going on here? Cookie. Cookie's lovely to see you as always. Dragon Ranger, thanks for coming through, buddy. Adam Omar, what's going on? Thank you for coming through the House of Nerd show. Hope you have a fun time with us. Cool gamer, always good to see you, my man. Yeah. Hey, you're gonna do it out one time?
Do what?
You know. And oh, look at that! It's color with Kurt.
What up? It's me, your boy, Big Surge.
There you go.
That's what he tells me to say every morning, but I don't.
I do not, man. Stop.
You're like when you when you intro the show, make sure you say Big Surge.
Ooh, you know what else we got going on? We're taking a sneak peek at That Texas Blood 14. FOCs this Monday. We'll be getting into that.
Good morning, Mel. Happy birthday, Mel.
Hey, Mel, happy birthday to you. Wow. You didn't let nobody know. What's going on here? I hope
the people who needed to know knew.
Yeah. Oh man, it's like that, eh? I hope your beer is cold and frosty today to you, Mel. Happy birthday to you. I see Philly Phil just jumped into the live chat. What's going on? So yes, folks, we've got a Fresh Prince is in Orlando. Okay, she's a world traveler, and we got Sheena. Okay, Super Pack show, folks. So stick around. We got all kinds of stuff going on today for you. But first, we're super excited. We've been wanting to get on this colorist here for quite some time. He goes by the name of Kurt Michael Russell. Let's bring him on in. Elle, if you could do the honors there, just put him into the studio. Let's bring him in one time. Here we
Uh-oh.
go. Boom. Oh.
You want
There
to?
we are.
Yeah.
It's Kurt. Colors with Kurt. What's going on, my man? How you doing today, sir?
Hey, Ari, how you doing? I'm good.
Not too shabby. Thank you for coming through, stopping by the House of Nerd. Kurt, where are you coming live from? Whereabouts are you at?
Live from my studio, my house, Long Beach, Mississippi. Yeah,
Mississippi.
Long Beach, Mississippi. That's right. We have one. We have a beach that no one knows about.
He's from the LBC of the South.
LBC. That's right. There you go.
The LBC.
The 228 we call it.
228. For some folks might not recognize you right now, Kurt, because you're looking fresh, you're looking dapper, crisp. You got the clean shave going. I certainly didn't
like the turtle
recognize you.
from the Robin Hood cartoon. Go ahead and tell me that. It's fine. It's fine. No, I feel like it's the elephant in the room that we should talk about. If I don't address it, it'll be all anybody wants to say. But no, I actually had a medical reason for having to cut it off. I didn't want to cut it off, but I didn't have a choice, and so I don't want to get into the specifics. But here I am, beardless, feeling like I'm 12, looking like I'm 12, and. But I'm 42, so I can't complain, I guess.
That's
But I got to change my logo. My logo is just going to be eyebrows now, I think. Just eyebrows on an orange square. That's what I'm going for.
I said, who's this coming into the studio this morning? I said, that's certainly not
My evil twin. Yeah.
Who did we send the link out to? But no, we're so happy. We're glad to have you here. Kurt, you are working on well, actually, before I get into that, for those who might not be familiar with you, can you let us know a little bit about yourself, all that good stuff?
Yeah. My name is Kurt. I've been coloring comics professionally 10 years actually this year, and it's been I've done a lot of hack slash. I've done a lot of vault books the last couple of years. Blue Flame, Money Shot, The Plot, Dark One, End After End. Yeah, I think that's about all my vault books. But yeah, I've been coloring for 10 years. I've been on YouTube. Was that 8 or 9? It seems like forever. But I'm a colorist, and I teach people coloring on YouTube and on my website, and that's what I do.
And your YouTube game is no joke. I think I've seen you're like approaching 70,000 subscribers or something crazy like that.
Yeah, 60 or 70. Just remember that it's over 8 years though. Mm-hmm. So like people are like, how do I grow my channel? I'm like, you want to learn that from me? Are you sure? But no, I love my audience. I have a very what I would consider to be a very I guess it's small, medium size, whatever you want to call it. But I love my audience. When I stream, it's people that really want to learn. They want to learn stuff. They're working on stuff. They're doing stuff. You know, they're working on their own books. They're practicing, and you know, and I like that about. I know my audience, at least my stream audience for sure, is they're into actually wanting to make books. You know, there's a lot of people I think that like the idea of their name on a comic book, and then they realize that it's work. You know, and then it's like, oh, wait a minute, this is like a job, you know? And so the people that actually come in and, you know, want to actually learn something and do something, I always appreciate.
It's a tremendous, I can imagine a tremendous amount of work to hone your craft, hone your craft, and to be able to get to, you know, a point like where you're at in the comics game. First question I'm going to ask you, Kurt, the most, probably the most important one. At least for me, favorite color. Being a colorist. Hey, folks, we need to know this. Being a colorist, one of the best colorists in the game. What, sir, is your favorite color?
If you take that blue color that's in the background right now and turn it about 5 degrees toward green, you're pretty close. There you go.
Okay.
Something like that.
Something like that. Something like that. Okay. Okay. I think I can.
It's let's say blue. Let's just say blue.
Blue, which is fair. Which is fair. Your current book right now is a little book called The Blue Flame.
Oh, look at that. It's almost like a segue.
Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that, folks. Blue Flame. For those who are not familiar, one of the absolute best ongoings right now. And I've got it in this shiny mylar because I've got this bad boy signed by Mr. Adam Gorham there.
There you go. Where did you see Adam?
I'm sorry?
Where did you see Adam?
Oh yeah, so I'm located in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
And Adam's Toronto area, very, very close by. We share a local comic shop. So nice. Every once in a while, he's generous with his time and his signature. I'm able to get a couple books signed by him. I was constantly putting in requests for signed Adam Gorham books. I said, please don't make me.
Really? I don't think I've received or gotten.
But the requests don't stop regardless, man.
He's busy drawing. He's busy drawing.
He's a busy man. Can't you know?
Okay.
So the Blue Flame, your current book, Dream Team on this one, written by Christopher Cantwell, pencils, Adam Gorham, colored by you, and lettered by Hassan.
I love Hassan. Yeah, I love all those guys. But yeah, anything Hassan does is 20% better right off the top.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, Al. How many times have we said he's our favorite letterer?
Yeah, even if it's something that I might not look at, if he does the lettering, then I know there's something to the story that I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna read this.
Yeah, it's a super fun book. I'm having a blast with it. The first page, it was actually like the thumbnail for this video. I think with all the nebulas and everything. It was literally the very first page of Blue Flame that they sent. And when it came in, yeah, that's it.
Yep.
And all of that, well, it's hard to tell what's me and what's him and something like this. But when I first saw the page, he does all this like real airbrush stuff, like an actual airbrush, you know.
Ooh.
And it was unlike anything that I had ever colored. And I'm like, what do I do with this? Like, I was having to like I felt like I had to relearn how to color to color what he was doing. It was just so specific and so interesting, and had an absolute blast on it though. It's so much fun to do, and then Adam has such he's an artist through and through, and he gets lighting, he gets shadows, and so you never have to worry about a lot of times, or sometimes in art, when you have an artist that is as good as Adam is with where the lights go and where the shadows go and all that sort of stuff, it makes my job a lot easier because I'm not having to fight anything. I'm not having to create anything out of thin air. It's like, his work is a lot of fun to do because it's all there on the page already. I just got to not screw it up, basically. That's what it feels like anyway.
and what you're adding to Adam's already incredible art is, so this was actually the first time I seen your work.
Okay.
The very first page, folks, here on Blue Flame #1, and I kid you not, my jaw dropped. I mean, we can see here, this is like just gorgeous, incredible coloring. I was stuck on this page. I said, wow, man. I said, I don't even need to read anymore. I'm sold on this series. Just gorgeous stuff. And then I think the next slide here is, so that's Adam's work. And then when you add the colors there, just magnificent. So this was my introduction to your work on the Blue Flame.
Awesome. Yeah, it was that's a good one to jump onto, man. Like, and I'm a huge space nerd anyway, and so there's been several times in this book where talking about ideas and talking about scenes and stuff that all the hours of space documentaries I have consumed are getting we're putting those to good use. I'm making sure making sure they're not a total waste. So I'm getting to use that knowledge, you know.
So being a sci-fi geek, a space nerd, it's paying off.
Oh yeah, finally. Actually, the last couple of books between Money Shot and Blue Flame, and I actually like space and stars and all this thing is one of those things that I actually struggled with until I got on Money Shot. I was like, all right, it's time to figure out space now. And like, how do we color space?
Which was my title, was Money Shot. And so I mean, I guess they're they're both deep in different ways, but Money Shot was definitely my pun intended. So it's just funny that the two space, like the more recent ones are like opposite spectrums, but they share a lot of similarities in that way.
Very, very different books, yes, but yeah, they both do take place in the sci-fi environment. So yeah, it's always the thing that's fun about those kind of books is because it's sci-fi, because it's not really grounded in any way. You know, you can kind of do whatever you want. It's like nobody's going to tell you that nebula is not purple. You know, I mean, who knows? So you can kind of do whatever looks cool.
So two kind of sci-fi-ish books, but very, very different in tone. And actually, how would you is your approach different in coloring something like Money Shot? So the Blue Flame, folks, for those who are not familiar, it's a heavy book, dense, man, emotional. Yeah. Like just every issue I read, it packs a punch. Versus something like Money Shot, you know, just kooky, crazy, wacky fun. Is your preparation, your headspace different? Like, how do you approach something like Money Shot versus the Blue Flame?
It really is just about the tone and the feel, like more than anything too specific. You know what I mean? Like with and Money Shot came first. With it, honestly, what my approach was. I was wondering how much of this we were going to be able to show today, but yeah,
I'm just gonna leave it up there.
Everything is carefully cropped. Yeah. But with Money Shot, honestly, and this is going to sound funny, I don't know if I've ever told anybody this, but I wanted to color it as if it were a Pixar movie. Like that was sort of my goal. Like I love the Pixar. Especially the older stuff. I haven't watched as much of the newer stuff, but they are masters to me at color storytelling. I mean, and you look at a scene for half a second and you know if it's happy, sad, or you know, you can feel it. And it's something that's very difficult to define. You know, it's not something most people ever notice or think about. But for me, it was, you know, it's a big, fun, goofy book. And so that was sort of, even though the content was very adult, my approach was to treat it more as if this was like, you know, Saturday morning cartoon sort of vibe of just like, how fun can we make this, you know? And with Rebecca's work, Rebecca Isaacs is the artist on this. She pencils and inks it. And her and Adam both, like, I feel like, two of my favorite artists I've ever worked for, or worked with, but Rebecca's work is so just, you could sculpt these things, you know, from her drawings. Like everything is so perfectly, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like it's, you know, in when you're talking about giving things 3D form, making things look like, you know, they have some depth to them. There's no line that like, oh, this little wrinkle will make it a little fuzzy. It doesn't really matter. It's like, no, you can trace the wrinkle of that sheet around the edge of the bed, down to the floor, into the pile. Like that's just how she draws. And so to have someone that spends that much effort on the work, for me, it's almost like I can turn my brain off and just, it's all on the page. You know, it's like when, you know, it's like turn the light on and go, you know.
That's like in like coloring books. There's some pages I'm like, no, thank you. And then there's ones that are like the lines are so proper that it's like, oh, this is gonna be fun. Like this is, it's like not, and so I get what you're saying.
That was every page. That was every page. It was like, I get to color this page, really? Like, I mean, it was really fun. And then with Blue Flame, it was more about these two different worlds and making sure that the audience felt the difference in this extremely grounded, emotional, personal story against the contrast of this spectacular space stuff that's going on, and so it was early discussion. That was really the only discussion that I remember about colors specifically, was just, we want to make sure that the audience knows where they are at any given time on any book, on any page in the story. Let's make sure that it's different enough, because it's not, in a movie, the music can shift, you can do a transition and the audience knows, oh, we're going to a new place. But in comics, we don't have that luxury. Well, we've got page turns and we got that sort of thing. But a lot of what keeps the audience kind of knowing where they are, there's quite a bit of that kind of happens subconsciously in the coloring. And so I'm always thinking about making each location and scenes sort of unique enough, so where it's like, okay, well, this room has a green tint to it, so when we come back to this room later, you might remember that green whether you realize it or not. It's sort of a shorthand way of keeping the audience where they're supposed to be.
Did your approach to the coloring change, like when the artist changes, like in Money Shot when Caroline took over?
Very much so. Yeah, two extremely different artists. Rebecca is more of like a I don't know what I say, traditional comic artist, and then Carolyn comes from originally, I think she was doing like web comics, things like that, a little more on the cartoony side. And so with when the artwork is more cartoony, it tends to lend itself to simpler colors most of the time. It's kind of like, and some artwork just doesn't. I don't know. We're getting into the weeds technically. Maybe I don't know how much you guys want to get into this, but
for sure,
it's kind of like, the example I give in streams all the time is like, have you ever seen like a Fred Flintstone like plushie or like a little statue or something? They always look a little off in 3 dimensions, because like he's designed to look good flat. That mouth cannot exist in the real world, like it's a line, and so there are things you can do in a drawing that's meant to be in a 3D environment that you can't do on a drawing that is a little bit more on the cartoony side. So it definitely, my approach was really, really different when I mean, I try to keep the palette similar and the color choices similar, because honestly, I think that's all that most normal people notice. It's just, if they even notice that. And so usually stylistic things that I'm doing, I've noticed most readers don't pick up on that kind of stuff anyway. It seems like. So I try to keep the palette similar, so there's some continuity, obviously color wise from one artist to the next. But other than that, pretty much every artist to me it's for me, I feel like I have to sort of relearn how to color again. I mean, not all the way, obviously, but it's like every new project, it's like, all right, is this going to take me 4 pages to get comfortable with this, or 4 issues? It's like there's some times where it's like we really hit our stride in the 3rd issue, man. But that's how it is, though. I mean, in the real world, it seems like is you get to clicking with people at certain points in the project, and it's everyone is different. So
because that change in artist, it came about halfway through that Money Shot run or thereabouts?
Over half, like 10.
Yeah, it was over halfway. Rebecca and I worked on through 10, and then Carolyn picked up 11 through 15.
Okay, so you had hit your stride on that one, and then like you said, you got to switch it up a bit, slightly different approach.
Absolutely.
Styles. Yeah, that's interesting. So here we're looking at the Blue Flame issue number 8, folks, which is out this Wednesday. I hope a lot of you folks are reading this. One of our favorite series right now. To work on something like this, 8. So it's 8 issues. It's 10. I think 10. We said 10 in total. Well, I guess you already touched on it. The approach, because it is a heavier book. The mind frame, or I guess more so with the color palette. Like, you're trying to differentiate between the grounded Earth stuff and the interstellar stuff. Other than that, like, what do you kind of like? What goes into preparing for something like this? You collaborating more with the artist, the writer.
Every book is different. I mean, there are some projects that I've been on where, and honestly, I don't think any of the Vault books have been this way, I'll say, but there's some projects where it's like, here's your pages, and you color them, and you send them back, and I don't know, there's been books that I've barely felt a part of the team, which is interesting as a colorist, but there's just not a lot of feedback. Now with Vault, it hasn't been that way at all. I haven't really had any issues with like that at all. It's been very collaborative from the beginning. But they have a, what is it, the Slack or Discord or something like that, that we're all able to sort of communicate all the time. And so a new script comes in, Adam might have questions. They can go back and forth. I'm able to see a lot of that interaction. And it's why I've been working for Vault now for like 3 straight years, is because they bring me into the projects early. There's a lot of communication within the team that is not always there in indie books. I will say that, yeah, really. And, I don't know. It's, and I don't mean to say that in too much of a negative way or anything, but it is there are a lot of, especially small press indie stuff, which was a lot of my early career, that's the reason why I've stuck with Vault as much as I have lately, because they're a good company to work for, and I feel like I'm actually a part of the creative process instead of just the end result, and so but yeah, there's quite a bit of communication about like a scene like this. It's like, it's more about, again, like the color choices themselves are important, but it's really about how they interact with each other. And it's like this, like in that case, like that red with that yellow that's not really quite yellow and not quite green, that just makes you uncomfortable, or at least it does to me. It's just an uncomfortable palette. Like, you don't want to be there. You don't even know what's going on. You don't want to be there, so trying to find color combinations like that and things like that are all just part of the fun for me.
So this is from issue 7. Just so far, it's probably, it might be my favorite issue of
I think it's my favorite issue.
Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. So I mean, like every issue that we read is just I mean, folks can't say enough good things about this book. How is it, you're getting in a script? I mean, you're a fan as well too, like reading something like this. What is it like for you to get in a script and be able to work on this? Are you like, us, the rest of us nerds, and just kind of like, shit, man, this is fantastic stuff? Or
yeah, it's funny. It's like there are projects that and I don't know if this is like a just a personal fault of mine. I think is I am terrible at reading scripts. Like, I mean, I read books. Like, I'm not illiterate, but scripts, like, I need to see the art. Like, I need to see it. Like, I can read a script and not. I mean, I'll get it, understand what's going on, but for me, I it's really when the art comes in. That's really when I start really getting into the script, because that's when I know what I'm going to be working with. But with this book, I'm as big of a fan as y'all are. I'm like, I'm waiting on number 9, script to show up so I can see what's going to happen next. It's not every book's like that, but most of the projects I pick because it's something I would want to read. It's something I would be into, because like I've taken books before where it's like, okay, I'm not crazy about this story, or this is okay, or this is a little weird or whatever, and I'll take it because I need it. And this was not one of those. But yeah, no, it's a really fun book, a lot of fun to work on. and I'm there with y'all waiting to see how this is. I mean, I'm already like, I've emailed Chris or messaged Chris a couple of times. I'm like, dude, you have to tell me what's gonna happen with his sister? And he's like, just we're getting there.
Hey, as soon as you find out, Kurt, shoot me a DM, will you, bud?
I will, yeah, dude. I'll get you on the inside scoop.
And a little fun story is your courses. My sister-in-law, she hit me up when we posted that you were going to be on, and she was like, "Oh, that's the guy who I used his classes to learn how to color, so I could impress your brother." So when they were
nice, very cool.
My brother is an artist, and my sister-in-law, like, we've all known each other since we were little kids, and we all lost touch. And I guess like her way to get back in was coloring his black and white pieces, and so I thought that was really cool.
That is cool. That's cool to hear.
That's awesome. We got a question here from JP. Kurt, have you dabbled in spray paint art at all?
I have not. Sorry, my cat has joined us. Aramis, what are you? You guys see a big tail flapping around back there. But I have not done a whole lot of traditional stuff, to be honest. Like, and that in Colourist in my age group, I've been told is a little unique. I guess because a lot of my fellow colorists started in the traditional world a lot younger. But I mean, I did like a Bob Ross painting in 7th grade or something, and a handful of watercolors here and there. Those little sets you used to buy, that had for like that comes like with the book, like I would do some of those and that kind of stuff. But I was a late bloomer as a colorist. Like I had a whole other career, and I didn't start until I was like 31, 32. So yeah, it was a bit of a career shift for me.
So you work almost exclusively then as a digital.
Yeah, it's all digital. Like, I learned digital. I started on digital. Like, it's why a lot of my tutorials, I tend to focus them in the digital world. Like, a lot of tutorials, especially color theory stuff, it's like, all right, you're going to use Photoshop and these sliders and this wheel, and here's the thing. So let me explain you how to do this in pigments, which is completely different, or whatever. And so a lot of color theory stuff is based in the traditional world, and so I've tried to, your average, teenager that picks up an iPad and says, I want to do digital art, having them trying to explain color theory using paint is cool, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I've tried to kind of lean into the tools that people are using and doing tutorials based on that. And so I've just kind of leaned into the digital thing, and I don't think anything of it. I mean, there's a lot of people that's like, don't you wish you could? I don't care, man. Digital, traditional, it's art, man. It's all going to end up scanned at some point. So who cares? Like, it's going to be digital at some point, whether you like it or not.
Yeah. So you do have you teach courses online. How did you get into the teaching side of things, and how are you finding that?
It's fun. Like, I really like teaching. I do. Like, I don't have any qualifications for it whatsoever, but other than some experience. But that the YouTube channel started because, or the courses started to support the YouTube channel, because I learned very early on that unless you're a channel that's getting millions of views, you're not going to make a whole lot of money off the ad revenue. And even today, my channel is always you get a few thousand videos or a few thousand views per video, which translates to like $100 a month in ad revenue or something even today. So the courses were just the way I had to figure out some way to turn this into something that would pay bills. Because I tried sending the mortgage company likes, comments, subscribe. They were like, no, we want money.
It wasn't working, eh?
They didn't want no likes. Man. They didn't. Yeah, it was. So anyway, I'm a colorist who learned everything he knows from Kurt in his courses. I was reading the chat there. Yeah, this is a smart guy right there. No, that's Jason. That's one of my moderators. Hey, Jason, how's it going?
Oh, that's awesome. Thanks for coming through, Jason. Much appreciated. This previous slide here, one of my favorites. I think this is early on in the series. You give it like that green hue and make it's a mechanical room, right? So hey, we're there, we're in there, right? Those little things like that you're talking about. Well, actually, they're big things, right? The setting, mood, all that good stuff. So this is more blue. Blue flame. We got here, and I think
every page is so different in this book. You go from a boiler room to flying over it. That's why I like that book so much, is I never know. We literally go from basements to outer space from one panel to the next. So it's fun stuff.
So as I was going through your I mentioned to you earlier, I was going through your Twitter feed looking for slides for today's show. I happened to come across this gem here. So this is from your Twitter feed, Kurt. I've been watching basketball since birth, and I don't know what fouls in the NBA are anymore.
Then that's from last year. So yeah, it's still a problem today. I don't know today.
And I was surprised to see. I actually replied to this way back.
That's funny. I didn't know who you were then.
So my response is that. So I see, as you can see, there's no heart, no like, no response, no retweet, nothing. Just fully ignored. And I thought to myself, I might have said something that Kurt is not agreeing with here.
If I don't like it, does that mean that I hate you? Is that the rule? I didn't. Somebody I forgot. Yeah, no.
Well,
I mean, he's been crying about it ever since. Every day.
I'm gonna go.
Hey, Kurt still hasn't.
I'm gonna go do it right now. Actually.
Kurt still hasn't liked my tweet from a year ago.
He's been holding on to this. Hey, I'm bringing you onto the show to address the fact that you didn't like my tweet from June 19, 2021.
That's why I've got the date there too. I made sure not to crop the date.
It was late night too, huh? 11:04 p.m. Huh?
Hey,
that's so funny.
Twitter for Android.
hit that like button. But so you're a ball fan, eh?
Yeah. I've been playing basketball. I literally have been. I was dribbling before I could walk. I mean, like my dad was like a local legend in the town. Like the last time my high school won state, like he played. And so it was. But we were a basketball house growing up. Yeah, it was.
Okay.
I was growing up a big fan of Larry Bird, Jordan, Isaiah Thomas.
That era. Yep.
Yeah, and back when they banged around quite a bit more than they do today, and now the players aren't really loyal to teams, so I'm not either. I just follow guys now. Like I'm going for like 6 teams in the playoffs, or whatever. So
I was just about to ask you, who's your team? You have a team?
I truly don't have one like I used to. Like I like Giannis. There's a lot of guys that there's a lot of storylines. I'd like to see Giannis win another one so people will kind of shut up about him not being a real superstar or something. And then as long as Chris Paul doesn't win, I'm happy. I'm not a big Chris Paul fan.
If you want to hold
Sergio has a vendetta against
hold on.
The devil.
Sergio, who is the one who you constantly were like harassing? Which is the player?
Me, ma'am?
Yeah, you have like a vendetta against him, but I'm not good with names.
That would be Kevin Durant.
Yeah, Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I don't like Kevin Durant either.
I'm not a KD fan.
There we go. We're on the same page there.
Feud with him that Kevin probably has no idea about either.
Kevin might jump on Twitter and call us out right now. Like that's the thing with Kevin. You don't know.
With the burner account.
Exactly.
With the burner account. So I had to ask you, man. I had to throw this one up there. What do you have against CP3?
Man, I don't like all the flopping, man. I don't like all the theatrics, the drama, man. Like, just play.
Okay.
Just play. I'm old school that way, dude. Yeah. Just stop. I mean, he's like, of the flopping generation. He's one of the originators, I think. So, but people have been flopping for a long time. So, Bill Laimbeer was flopping back when I was in the 80s. So,
that's his generation.
It's not going anywhere. It works.
Yeah.
So they're not going to stop.
It's more of a.
That's what everybody came here for too. Is 80s basketball discussion.
Bill Laimbeer.
Bill Laimbeer, Bad Boys. Yeah.
Those guys. Yeah, yeah. Hey, I'm with that. I grew up like I like the early '90s ball. The Charles Oakley guys
Yep.
and the Rodmans. So I'm with you. We got some more work here from.
This was a joke. I hope people picked up on. But no, I literally found this brush in Clip Studio that does lightning, and I'm like, I'm gonna just overdo the hell out of this and make it be like, this is exactly what Adam wanted.
But
Adam drew this too, by the way.
Man, yeah, I love it, man. This is intense,
dude. There's lightning coming out of his eyes too, man. Like, this is not supposed to be good. This is like, I think I said this brush can't be overused. That was the joke. So I'm sure somebody saw this. They're like, wow, that's really cool.
No, Sergio was saying he wanted it on a shirt. He said we need prints.
We're gonna fire you from this podcast, Sergio. This is not real.
I got so excited. I said I need this as printed. I hope he goes it up on his shop. Oh man. So this is some more money shot. Hey, I gotta ask you. When you started coloring, did you ever think that you're gonna draw colored dildos and alien sex monsters?
Well. I think that tool has a different name, but go off.
No, what is the tool?
You're a family-friendly show.
You're correct. You're correct. So a book like this, a trip and a half to color, I can imagine.
Man, I never thought about it. No, I didn't think it would happen, but yeah, when it did, it was pretty fun. Yeah.
Oh man.
I actually got blacklisted from a show because of this book. I'm not gonna say who it was, but there was a con that I attended every year, like 5 or 6 straight years since they started. And I think they just decided they didn't want me there anymore, because I'm not, colorists are not, there are people that are lined up outside the building. They're not there to see me, and I'm aware of that. But it was kind of like, I think they needed an excuse to stop inviting me. And so it's like, oh, you did this book, it had a booby in it, and so we're going to uninvite you, And in the meantime, like, they have their print walls with just all half naked women, all,
And so what's so wild about that is Money Shot never crosses the line of indecency.
It never becomes raunchy, does
it? It's never. It's very much like fun, erotic, but it's not. It never crosses that line. So
sexy and fun is something that we were shooting for, and that's why, like, I mean, Rebecca's work on that book, the line she is walking there between making these characters look sexy and making it fun without overdoing it and making it too salacious, like, I don't know if people appreciate how difficult that is to do, and she did an amazing job with it. That's also her. She posted that on Twitter. It was a commission a couple of months ago, and I like Wolverine, and so I'm like, hey, can I color this? And she sent it over. So
I love it. One Canadian boy, so Wolverine, and one of my.
There you go. I did this on stream last week, so yeah.
So folks, we do have the link to Kurt's YouTube channel. You can check out, the link is in the description of this video, and there you have it there. Be sure to check that out, man. Lots of cool stuff. And I hopped in a couple times, and man, you pulling in an audience, man. It's no joke. No joke.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I've been around a little while, so the subscribers just keep accumulating. They keep on coming in.
You got to tell us your secret. We're trying to make that
again 9 years.
Oh man. Here you've got a page from End After End, another upcoming vault book.
Yep. Yeah, I'm super excited about this one too. Yeah, I know that's like I'm excited about everything, but yeah, it's a really, again, unique book, unique art. It's a story of, and this is all in the first like 3 pages. I'm not giving anything away here, but this guy is walking along minding his own business at the subway station, and gets hit by the train and shows up on a battlefield immediately. The guy throws him a sword and shield and like, hey, get up, we got work to do. It's like, wait, what? Like, I mean, it just literally in the first 3 pages, the story grabbed me. And but real, sci-fi fantasy, just a cool story. And And again, like, you know, with all these fantastical environments and energies and powers and things, you can go nuts with the colors, and so that's always fun, you know.
And Sergio, I know you're not super into fantasy, but this is like high fantasy, but it doesn't feel like it. The first issue, it didn't feel like, sometimes like the fantasy books is like a whole lot at once, but this
So
is very much.
Have you seen the first issue already?
Yeah, I got it from
Look at you. Well, go ahead. People,
I got some connections, but no,
right.
they sent it out to a few people,
Yeah,
and I was lucky enough to be one of them. And
you're not sharing it, Elle. Wow.
You know, they said do not share with anyone.
Yeah, let me know. Anything you guys need to see, I'll see what I can get my hands on for you. Who knows?
Hey, that's awesome, Kurt.
No, it was sent to House of Nerd too, but some of us just don't read. Sergio,
I don't read comic books.
But end after end, I thought it was like a really nice like transition into the fantasy aspect of the story, and I'm excited for it because it got pushed back quite a bit. Because I think it's like slated for August in quotations right now.
Yeah,
they send me pages, I color the pages, and I send them back, and I don't know when it's coming out.
Because it was our Copper Drop pick a couple months, like in February, and then they hit us up and they were like, no, this is not dropping this week. And so then I think we got like an email, and it was like August, I think, was the last date we got. But I'm definitely looking forward to that. So
yeah, me too. It's a cool book. Oh, Lion-O, I forgot about this one.
Yeah, I had to include this one because, you know, I'm a sucker for the 80s Saturday morning cartoons, you know.
I thought you were gonna say furries.
No, man, I think that's more.
Is the furries? Did it start with Thundercats? Is it one of the earliest? Who knows?
It makes sense.
Maybe so.
It makes sense. You got a favorite 80s cartoon show, Kurt?
I was super into Ninja Turtles. Growing up, Transformers, He-Man, all that stuff, man. Like Thundercats, Silverhawks. Remember, you guys remember Silverhawks?
Oh yeah.
People don't remember Silverhawks. No, they don't talk about them like they did the Thundercats. But yeah, Silverhawks was cool. Yeah. All that stuff, man. All that stuff was fun back in the day.
For sure. Oh, what do we got here?
Wow. Where did you get this from? Oh, it's on my Facebook.
He went digging.
Hey,
I was terrible at 4.5 drawing capes on Spider-Man. I mean, I like how my mom just decided to annotate it on the drawing. Like, you know, I'm like, Mom, you couldn't like put an overlay or something just right on there.
But you know what? I'm like that too when my kids draw stuff. Like my daughter, she's been drawing since she was very little. She loves digital art now. And but when she was younger, she drew like this scene from ER of like the guy dying on the table. And I'm like, let me put little arrows. And so I'm like, oh, she's an artist. And some of my friends are like, hey, maybe don't post that.
Maybe she needs to watch some Thundercats or something. Like, I don't know.
She was like, because at the time I was like binging ER, and she was like, I drew this for you. And I was like, oh no.
Your kid's walking around like, so look, the lupus is just, it's gonna,
it is.
I mean, it's really deadly, and I'm sorry.
I gotta say, Kurt, you've come a long way. Here we go.
Yeah, that's a little bit more up to date there.
Yes,
that was right after I think that was probably right after I beat the last Miles Morales game. I was like, I gotta draw this. I gotta do something with this.
Inspiration. What do we got going on over here?
You really went digging, didn't you?
Deep dive.
Yeah, that was I got that shirt for Christmas and I put it on.
Yeah.
And exactly what that tweet says is what I thought. I'm like, all right, so let's break this down real quick.
Yeah.
We got a Death Star with I'm gonna do a little art theory for y'all. Okay.
Yeah. Here we go.
Education here, all right?
Here we go.
So you see how that left side is in shadow, right? Which means the right side is where the light source is. So what in the hell is casting that shadow, and what is it casting on? At the bottom of the it looks like somebody took a marker or something and tried to I don't know. It's the weirdest t-shirt that I own, I think, because of that shadow. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm with you 100%. I dig it. And also, too, folks, you get a peek at the former beard. That's a
Oh
mean,
yeah,
that's a mean looking beard. I gotta say, a big
I
fan of it.
appreciate it, man. It honestly, yeah. I'm sadder about it than I'm showing today. We'll put it that way. I
Hey, but
didn't want to cut it.
pull
I
it
didn't want
off.
to cut it. I didn't want to shave it. I promise.
You pull it off. This one here, what book is this? I came across this and I had to share. I love this, but I'm not familiar with it at all.
What book is that? Give me a second. I can tell you. I can't remember the name of it. I was doing. There was a stretch there where. Let's see. I can't remember. Is it Human Remains? No, it's not Human Remains. A Dark Interlude. That's what that. It's another Vault book. Rebecca and I were on a cover team basically, and we did a bunch of variant covers for them. This is probably. I'm glad you put this one in here because it's probably my favorite cover I think I've done. Like it's like from a color theory standpoint, and for anybody, I don't know if anybody here is into coloring or into art, wanting to doing this kind of stuff. But my theory for something like this, that if you want it to be striking, which is what I was really going for here, especially with covers, you want them to stand out from 10 feet away across the comic book store, and that's a different, kind of coloring than when you're holding it in your hands, Right. And so like I've actually got a video coming out soon to talk about this a little bit more, but that's why I was thinking about it. But what I try to do is imagine that cover is, literally across the room, 15, 20 feet away from you. Can you describe anything about it? And so if you can say, well, it's yellow and blue and there's a big red thing in the middle of it, like that might be the only thing you can describe from across the room. You can't see the detail. You might not even see the little blue butterfly in the middle. All you can see is there's a big red thing surrounded by yellow and green and blue. That's the read that I'm going for first. And then anything after that, once we get up close, is gravy. It's like from there, it's like, okay, well, now that we're in this area, you can see this big red spot is actually a robe. Well, let's put a real bright blue, butterfly on it to make it stand out. Let's make his head on fire. Like, this is a crazy ass book, obviously. Like, I don't know what in the world's going on in this cover, but it looked cool. So.
Hey, it's cool looking. It's cool as fuck.
Yeah, don't ask me to explain it, but yeah, I think it's cool.
And then I came across this. So this, I saw the images first on your website there.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to share it, but file size wasn't right. It was coming out all pixelated. And then I found it on your Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
A big fan of this color palette, the art style.
Good taste, man. This is one of my favorites too. Yeah, I like your taste.
Oh, you heard that, eh?
Yeah.
We're gonna clip that. We're gonna clip that in.
Okay. I'll clip out the part.
I'm sorry, Elle. You're gonna have to hear about this now for like the next couple weeks. Remember when Kurt said I had good taste? Like,
oh man, she gives me a hard time. She says,
No, don't flip it. Don't act up in front of guests.
So this is great, and this is from a book called, I'm not familiar with it myself, to be honest, Butcher, back in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I had to do it, man. We gotta show the love and respect to Kurt here. So you're commenting here, there's not much that you would change. It's probably the oldest coloring work of mine that I still like. I do a few things differently these days, but wouldn't change much. What, if anything, would you change? And
it really wouldn't be much. Like I said, at the time I was still learning quite a bit about coloring, I think, at the time. And other than little bits of more detail, I like how flat this looked. Like it works well, pretty flat. Like there's not a ton of in what I'm doing, there's not a ton of light and shadow. Like it's all there. Like, with this kind of artwork, you can especially see this well on both of these pages. You've got the light source hitting, the people or the objects, whatever it is, and then you've got these like deep, dark shadows. Like, so when all that contrast is already on the page, you know what I mean? And so when it's that strong, that's usually to me when when like flatter, less detailed colors kind of work better. But yeah, there's a few little small things that you know uh bits of detail here and there you can do to. I mean, I can look at any page and be like, well, I would tweak this, tweak that, but yeah, like I'm overall I was really happy with how this turned out. Like if you go back and look at that first page, it's a little bit easier to the first page. Yeah, this one, like it helps to think of things and like for me in terms of like location wise, like everything outside the car is warm, everything inside the car is cool. Like it seems very straightforward when you say it that way, but like those are the kind of decisions that I try to make just to make it as clear as possible for people that we're switching scenarios. This should feel different. Inside of a car, it doesn't feel like the outside of a car, like and so that's the kind of stuff I'm going for is those big color shifts like that whenever I can.
Dig it. Yeah. Kurt, one more time. You wanna let us know about my good taste there for the folks who might have missed it a few minutes back. Hey, this one here. I had to throw on one more basketball reference.
Right.
Another Kurt original.
Yeah, well, yes and no. That there's another YouTuber that I follow. His channel name used to be Boro Dante, and now it's I think CG Boro. But he's a digital painter, an artist, and he had done I don't remember what it was exactly, but it was some kind of something that looked like a monster or something, and I was kind of following one of his inspired by one of his videos to try something like that. And so but yeah, it was fun. It ended up reminding me accidentally of like those old 80s like ads you would see in the comics for like it'd be like, hey, it'll have this character and be like buy Stridex, or whatever. Like, it reminded me of that kind of art, and I can't explain why. I don't know why, but after I got done with it, I was like, that looks like those old like 80s painted ads. But anyway, yeah, it was just fun, goofy thing, practicing lighting and texture, and I think here, and it was really what I was practicing was making something look textured without painting every little pebble on it. You know what I mean? And what I found out and what I teach people now is, a lot of times what we call texture only shows up in a couple places, but your brain sort of fills in the rest. It's like if you look at in shadow, there's not a lot of detail in shadow, so it's hard to see all the little bits and specks and things. And when it's really bright, it's kind of blown out. And it's hard to see those things. And so there's very little in the way of like texture detail, except in the transitions, going from light to dark or going from, just where it's most reflective, things like that. So I was kind of practicing, trying to make things look busy without having to do very much, hopefully, which is kind of my job most of the time. How can I make this look like I'm working harder than I am? Because we don't have enough time.
It's okay. I'm into it. I know Al, this was Al's favorite. She's like, I like those teeth.
And crazy because you said that neck. But no, the little teeth, I'm gonna be real, they make me super uncomfy. I don't like teeth.
This thing is uncomfortable to look at. Like I don't, I'm taking back everything I said about Sergio's good taste now. So.
Thank you.
Dang it.
He said, "Where can I get one of those?" And I said, "I don't think they're real, friend."
That's great stuff. Al, can we throw one more time Kurt's channel there, or the website? What do we have? Yes, there you go. And then folks, again, your website is the link is in the description of the video, so check it out. Check out his YouTubes. He's like a couple you're about to crack that 70,000 mark, I think we said, man. Big time.
Hope so.
Something like that.
This show is going to push me right over the next 10 grand just today.
There you go. One closer. Thanks, Mel.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate, by the way, I appreciate you guys gave me my first ever award a couple months ago. And so I appreciate that very much. When I saw that, I'm like, hey, I got an award finally. It only took me 10 years. So
The Nerdies, yes.
The nerdy man.
Nominated for Colorist of the Year. That's right, man.
Yeah. That's how I found you guys originally. So yeah, it's just, I appreciate it very much. Anybody that appreciates comics, appreciates art, I appreciate what you guys are doing, bringing it out there to people.
And it's crazy because he created the Nerdies specifically to nominate you, so you would notice him, so that he could show you the basketball team.
It's all part of it. It's all the plan, you know.
It's the long game. Hey,
long game.
Chestnut checkers, right? Chestnut checkers.
Man's playing 4D chess here.
We're gonna have to bring you on. I think just to chop it up, a full basketball episode, a special here at the House of Nerd. Hey, Kurt, it was a blast hanging out with you.
Absolutely.
You're welcome back anytime. And I'm sure at the end of the year, we're going to see another nomination for you. Folks, The Blue Flame number 8 is out this Wednesday. Make sure you pick it up. Check out his site. Check out his YouTube. Have a great Sunday, Kurt.
Thank you. Thank you guys for hanging out. Had a good time. Take care.
Cheers. There we go. Boom. There you have it, folks. Mm-hmm. Kurt Michael Russell, fantastic colors, man. One of the best in the game. We had a great time. We're just getting started, folks. We're just getting started. Hey, what do we got coming up next? Elle? What do we got? What are we doing? You okay?
I'm trying to figure out the things at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
What do you want to do? What do you want to do next?
We Copper Drop.
You want to play the video before I post the banner and I get cussed out?
Ooh. Whoa. Is this the first week? I don't have to remind?
I have to remind you.
Wow. Look at that.
Wow.
Okay. Here we go, folks.
Okay.
Here we go. Let's go. Let's get into it. Copper Drop. What are we talking about this week?
Our Copper Drop from last week was Bunny Mask, The Hollow Inside, number 1.
Mm-hmm. Who won that?
You did.
I know. I've got.
Don't be gross. Don't be gross about it.
I got a nice winning streak going on here. Elle, what are your thoughts?
It was funny. Honestly, I was this book was hilarious. I don't know if that was the intention, but please, and I think we probably, the Hollow is of the villain of this series, would you say, with this arc? It seems like there's a lot of Harry references throughout. I haven't read the Free Comic Book Day issue. Sergio was telling me that it ties into this one a lot, but I haven't gotten mine yet. Wonder why.
I definitely recommend folks reading the Free Comic Book Day. I think it was called Bunny Mask Tales. Before you read The Hollow Inside, just gives a bit more background on the relationship between what is his name, Tyler, the main character Tyler, and Bunny Mask, and what's going on. Because Bunny Mask.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I told you, Al. What do you mean?
Yeah, I know, but I guess I wasn't listening that hard.
Oh, you never pay attention, though. Never pay attention to what I say. You heard Kurt. I got good taste. Listen to me, ma'am.
Don't
listen to me.
Who put you on the Bunny Mask originally, though?
Moi. So Bunny Mask, The Hollow Inside, introduces us to a brand new villain called The Hollow. Creepy ass character. We got Andrea Muti killing it on the art here. In terms of the art, did you find out? Would you agree with me that he's slightly he's expanding the color palette a little bit?
I would say that the pages are more refined. It seems like that he's like anything that was, it felt kind of more loose maybe in the first arc, if that makes sense. And this just seems tighter, more refined, and I love that for him. Yep. Because it shows growth, obviously. But it was just a fun, I don't know, this was just really fun. Where in the first series I felt like it was a little bit more serious, but on this one you have her like taking people's cancer and then just like, hey, you can have this and you can have that, and even Bunny Mask and Tyler, like, I mean, I didn't read the Free Comic Book Day, so I was like, oh, y'all humping in the alley, huh? And so it was interesting, it was I'm into it though.
Yeah, you're not gonna throw this comment up here?
I didn't.
Wow,
I didn't see that.
Don't be, what, you such a hater.
I don't see it.
Eh? Jeez. Hey, Ragin, I'm sorry. I apologize for the shenanigans, buddy.
Let me find a different comment from Ragin to throw up.
Shenanigans. Oh, and you did mention so Andrea Muti, he's the artist on Maniac of New York as well. Mm-hmm. He dropped a bunch of little Maniac Harry Easter eggs.
Yeah, I said that like 3 times.
I know you said that. How dope would it be to get a crossover, or like kind of maybe hinting that it's this shared universe or something like that?
My favorite thing was there's like, I don't have a picture of it, but it was like, it looked like Harry's shadow, but then when they went outside, it was just like a girl with a low bun.
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
So why didn't you include that? You dropped the ball on that, eh?
So it's a cop for me. Wow. Do you have the poll ready for
drop the
YouTubes?
No. So stall.
So stall.
Oh man.
So what did you guys think? Do you think Sergio has taste? You know what? Let's preface this next copper drop by saying that no matter who wins, I win. So it's a good day for me. I'm excited. So yeah, it's a cop.
What is the audience thinking about, folks? What do you is Bunny Master Hollow a cop for you guys?
It's funny because we can tell when you're on a website because you get dark.
The screen gets so
yeah.
Never mind. You don't know what I'm up to.
He's in dark mode 24/7. He said no taste in beer, not tasting beer. So, Ruben calling you out.
Man. Hey, who's up first? Is a cop. A cop. Hey, I'm saying right now it's a cop. Yep, for sure. This was fun. Fun. Yeah, for sure. Folks, second half of Copper Drop. We're pitching you a book. Pretty straightforward. You vote for my pick, or you vote for my pick. So who's going first, Elle?
Why don't you click next and
click next?
Yeah.
Oh, again?
Oh,
it's you.
It's me.
Oh, okay. Okay, so go. All right, here we go.
Hold on. Yeah. My pitch is Spectro. It's a one-shot from Aftershock by Wando. And he's the writer, artist, and letterer on it. It's very small, selective, creative team. And it's a quartet of quintessential horror tales, cosmic horror. And it's he's saying that it's like a take on Twilight Zone, Black Mirror, Creepshow, Weird Tales, EC Comics era stuff. So that sold me. I don't even need to know anything past that. And it's your color palette, so I'm like, oh, you didn't go with this?
Honestly, that color palette is mint. I dig that. That's cool. Yeah.
So it's four stories, one shot, $7.99. Aftershock, Wando.
Hey.
I didn't say hard. Ruben is a bully.
Yeah.
Go off in the chats.
Never mind. Leave Ruben alone. Can I pitch now too?
Yeah, let's get her done, right?
We'll get her done. Hey, my pick.
Our these are both my picks.
The-
Go.
wow.
Go off. Go ahead.
My pick, folks. I Hate This Place, issue number 1. The premise. So this is I feel like this is all I need to tell you. This is what they're saying. This is made for fans.
Oh wait, Elwood, it's 48 pages.
48 pages?
Spectro. It's prestige format for 4 stories.
Who's got time?
48 pages.
Who's got time for that? Who's got time for that? I Hate This Place number 1. Debut issue. Made for fans of Gideon Falls and Homesick Pilots, 2 really great comic books. So the premise: after inheriting a farmhouse, Trudy and Gabby are ready to start the next chapter of their lives together. Except it's already home to a mysterious force that's attracted ghosts, aliens, and all kinds of supernatural beings for decades. Now Gabby and Trudy must play by the house rules in order to survive living amongst the most frightening creatures on Earth in this new series from Kyle Starks and Artyom Topolin. There you go. And the colorist is Lee Lowridge. And I don't know, this just sounds cool.
And what's fun about this one is the B cover is the alt title, so fuck this place. And then the A cover is I hate this place. So that's
okay. Fun. Wow. See, I feel like, folks, you have to vote for this. Just, I mean, I want to pick up a comic where the title is fuck this place. So right up my alley. Sounds fun. The poll is up, folks. And we're going to check in on the poll at the end of the episode to see early lead for I Hate This Place by a margin of 67 to 33%.
What happened to all those people in the chats that said they...
You're going to take another L here. No.
Did I say? You know what? I've said it before.
What's that?
The F word.
Oh, I was got a potty mouth. You should hear that cut me out before we go live.
Before every show, I gotta fuck you, Sergio.
Wow.
And that's how I start off my morning, and then we hit broadcast. Start broadcasting
every morning.
Every morning.
Yeah. So yes. Now.
Dragon Team Sergio all day. Elle voted against Power Rangers.
My man.
He said when you go against the family.
never let that go. Never let that go. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So now we're supposed to have a couple
these polls looking more and more suspect.
Let me see here. What's going
Look
on?
at that. That's the I always forget the name of that movie. High Life? High Life Heathen. 2 for a $5.
I don't know what you're doing.
It's okay. You don't have to.
When I'm busy doing behind the scenes stuff, you're supposed to.
It's just funny because if you had coordinated a little bit more,
you're making me look bad. You're making me look bad, man.
If you had coordinated your tasks a little bit more efficiently.
Folks, we can review. We've got a couple members of the comic community joining us. Just bear with us here for 1 second. Elle. What are we kicking it off first with? What was
the intro video?
Oh, the intro video. Hey, how did it feel to
the power? It felt good. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna have to make my own intro videos to play.
I think that was the first time you've ever hit that intro. Feels good, eh?
Yeah, to wield the power of cutting you off.
The balance of powers is changing here, folks. House divided. Before we bring on our guests, please remember to smash that like button. Subscribe if you aren't already. Because Elle bullies me when we don't get like 30 likes on a vid. Like
Mm.
she lets me hear it. She lets me hear it. She's a tough cookie to please. This one. Anywho, weekend review, folks. What are we talking about, Elle?
Uh, uh, our weekend
Crossover?
review.
Crossover. Let's bring
No,
on our
right
guest
on
here. We
time.
got we
Can you
got
give them a second to acclimate?
oh.
Jeez.
Well, why don't you do the house divided, man?
The house divided. We got Spidey and his amazing friends in the about to join us. Am I right?
Uh-oh. We're talking a little book called Crossover with our good buddy Manny from Manny Reads Comics. What's going on, homie?
How's it
And all
going?
the way live from Peru,
Hey
Oscar.
guys,
What's going on, my man? How you doing, bro?
I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
Hey, not too shabby, Manny. What's going on, homie? What are you saying?
It's going good. I just want to say I don't even like Spider-Man. I don't know what Elle's talking about. Like,
Yeah. Hold on, let me squint and look in the background, make sure there's no Spideys up
Homie,
this month.
oh man. Hey, so we had you guys on a couple months ago, right?
He said he's
We were talking. I forget what issue of Crossover.
I think we were on issue either 11 or 12. It's the one where Negan showed up at the end.
Yeah, I think it was 11.
It was 11, eh? Yeah, that sounds about right. 11. And at the time, everybody had thoughts. They had things to say. So we said, hey, listen, at the end of the arc, let's bring everybody back and see. Because you weren't really a fan, Manny, of Negan and Donnie's insertion of himself into the story.
That's straight to the point. Yeah. No.
Yeah, man. So where are we at right now, guys, in terms of Crossover? Oscar, I'll let you. What's happening right now? This is the end of volume 2, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the end of the second arc.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this was the Donnie redemption arc. It kind of went on a different way from volume 1, but I think as a volume 2, it established as the idea that there was this writer behind the whole story, and they were going to find who was killing the writers, and we have the whole Donny Cates intervention into the story. So yeah, it starts with Donny and it ends with Donny. So that's a wrap on it.
It was a Donny Kate meta arc for sure. Do you guys have any thoughts on how the second volume ended? Without getting too spoilery.
For me, I mean, as a fan of Donny, I think it was like he was trying to open up to show why he does this stuff. So for me, having read about his life and his past problems and how he got where he is right now, I think it was cool. It definitely is, and he also acknowledges in the book, which is something I like. I think this book was all over the place. It doesn't feel coherent with the first volume, and even the things happening, you can't look into it like it's any other book, because he's saying in the book that he doesn't know how he got here. He doesn't know why the story is continuing. He wants to end the book. So it's kind of fun in a way, because when you try, if anyone would try to criticize something of the book, he is already acknowledging it. So it's
Smart.
like he's he's
He's ahead of
recovering.
the curve on that one.
Yeah, so he's like saying all the things, and also saying that the reason he's doing the book is because he loves the characters, and it felt like a really wholesome ending to the this whole Tony Cates arc. So and it could also be the end of the book if you think about it. So I don't know what's coming next. I think it was a cool ending, a cool story. But yeah, I'm excited to see what's next, because there's no more Donnie, so we'll see what he does as the writer of the book.
Mm-hmm. Well, they teased what's coming in volume 3, without specifically saying what they're teasing. Did you guys see it coming? What do you think, Manny, of this kind of next step in this crazy kooky world of the meta universe of crossover?
I feel like I just came onto this show to be a villain, and I don't know how I feel
Okay.
about that. You know, I feel like I'm the bad guy here. No, I didn't see the tease at the end coming.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping, like you're saying, like Oscar, you were saying that this is basically they could have finished here. I was hoping it was done here, but no, they are teasing. They gave me a little thread where I was like, maybe I do need to read the next volume because I wanted to be done here. I've been trudging along since issue 7 with this, and it's kind of more of a stubbornness of like, I'm already here, I already started it, let me finish it.
Okay.
And like you said, also Donnie called himself out at every chance where I'm like, oh, I don't like this, he calls himself out, so I can't even say anything because he's like, yeah, he knows this is bad, but that makes me mad. But yeah, no, this I didn't change my opinion. Basically, I didn't change my opinion from the last time I was on here about Donny Cates. He does get personal in this last book, and I thought that maybe that would do something. It just doesn't come off as genuine, honestly. And I'm trying to be critic, but it's just the way he says, like, yeah, I know I'm messing up, but I'm going to still continue on this path. I didn't like it. And last thing is, I maybe put too much hype on crossover because, you know, it is a crossover between all of the comics and stuff. So I understand it is tough to put a big names in there, but, you know, we didn't even get Spider-Man in there. We didn't see him. You know, come on.
No Spidey.
No,
So
a couple of bigger names.
I mean, it's tough. I mean, just the legal loopholes and stuff, trying to get the big 2 characters. But we got a lot of different stuff. Obviously, like the Walking Dead universe, a lot of the Image characters, right? Pretty cool. I think we got some Dark Horse characters, some different guys. But I don't know. I thought I've been really enjoying crossover. It's been a lot of fun. Having said that, I am glad that it seems to be that the Donny Cates insertion seems to be over at this point. It was cool. It was a trip. It was crazy, but I think we're ready to move on.
That's what makes me hopeful to read that next. You know, maybe it's not going to be as bad.
I think the general consensus is that most people don't like Donny Cates, but like his writing. And so to make a book where it's Donny Cates self-aware is very much like, this is everything we don't like about you, but the story is interesting. So it's like trying to separate that, but you can't because he reminds you that he's writing the book at every turn.
Yeah,
and Sergio actually has some player hater notes about some of Donny Cates.
We're gonna do that. No, let's keep it nice. Let's keep it nice.
No, get the note cards out.
Let's keep it nice. Yeah, I mean, you know, he what I do like is, you know, and I think you mentioned to me, he gets deeply personal in this issue. I thought that was cool. But
these slides are out of order too, probably because I honestly read it twice and then I couldn't remember. So much happened in this issue. I couldn't remember what scenes came before the other ones.
To prepare for this meeting here, I did read all of crossover again. I reread it from the very beginning, and you know, I didn't have to do that because I was still just as confused by the time I got there.
Oh man,
it really made no difference. But I will say that it made me mad that at one point, and I think it was issue 11, Donnie says, "Hey Ellie, this is your story. This has nothing to do with me." Because Ellie calls him out. It's like, you know, he says like, "F you," because this is my story.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, yeah, you're right. This is your story. But as we
saw, still talks about himself.
It's all about him. Come on.
Oh man,
that's funny. This is your story, and then talks over her the next 2 issues.
This is your story, but I'm gonna need you to shut up real quick.
I'm gonna let you finish.
Well, Oscar, I know you're a big Kate fan. You've been enjoying crossover. You staying on board with this one? You're gonna see it through?
Yeah. Yeah, I think they like you mentioned, he says that it's not his story, so I want to be I want to see the part that it's not his story. I want to continue seeing these characters develop because as I mentioned earlier, volume 1 was completely different from volume 2, so I think it was like kind of a fun experiment. But now it's time to get back to the part of the crossover with all the characters and see what happens with this character, because the Ellie and the other man, I don't even remember his name.
Ryan?
The two main characters.
Yeah,
Ryan and Ellie? I think it was Ryan, right?
Ryan. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
This volume they were kind of on the sidelines, like
for sure,
doing maybe kind of fighting, but in terms of development, nothing happened. So it was, I think it's maybe it could even be like, because the second arc is called Meanwhile, so I think it's like we're like the Chip Zdarsky issue, it was like a one shot, and here it's like Meanwhile, like we're expecting something, we're waiting for something, and maybe the next arc continues with something bigger. So yeah, I think it's kind of like a story on its own. This one,
like a giant interlude almost.
Yeah.
In between the main. Yeah, I can see that.
And the next arc, it leaves it open to. I'm excited to see what they do with how it ended, how they use that for maybe like guest creators and stuff. That'll be interesting for visually, without giving too much away.
Oh man! So, did you guys like the twist then? Because for me, honestly, I thought that was cool. I'm not gonna lie.
I did, for sure. But I'm interested to see like how going with that twist and how that's gonna tie in. Because honestly, like you were saying, Oscar, I want to know more about Ellie. I want to know more about Ryan. I don't really care about Ryan, to tell the truth.
Yeah, I don't.
But Ellie, like, what's going on with her parents? Who are her parents? Where is she from? What comic book is she from? Crossover, or is she from another comic book? I do agree that Donny Cates is a good writer. It's just this right here just didn't hit right. But everything else he does so far has been pretty good. But yeah, I want to see how Ellie comes into this new thread, this new volume coming up.
And did you guys book that? Did you guys notice? So here we can see Ellie. So previously she was drawn with the Band-Aid dots, but now she looks like she's human. So after Donnie gave her the back, what's the sword's name?
Valifax.
Valifax, yeah. So I don't know if that was done intentionally, right? If her power set has changed or something like that. But a lot of little things that got me wondering what's going on. Yeah. When is issue 14 coming out? Is that next month?
They haven't even announced it yet. I don't think
they haven't for some time. Oh,
yeah. I don't even know if Don is going to write those issues, because this is like the ending, and I know what's coming next, when. So,
what if they didn't have a writer for the next arc? It was just they don't credit anybody. That would be super meta.
Yeah, so they have a lot of opportunities to do something cool with what's coming next.
Or maybe the writer is gonna be who they teased at the end, right?
Maybe
that'd be interesting.
If it was like script, if it was like, that would be cool too, because they kind of played with that earlier in the series too, with the scripts on the pages.
And this is just kind of throwing this out there, but what if there is no writer? What if it's just a silent comic, kind of like Step by Bloody Step?
Okay.
Yeah, so it could be something like that.
I feel like that would be hard,
Yeah.
considering what they've done already. But I mean,
Maybe
you never
one
know.
issue.
Yeah,
One
like a
issue.
one shot. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's a lot that they can do with something like this, right? This whole idea, what's going on in this book.
Uh, yeah, the chip issue is one of my favorite issues. Like
That
one
was
shots. Yeah.
even
Yeah.
the last issue 11 with Kirkman writing
Hmm.
stuff in. That was super fun. That was great.
But you know what's so funny about like all these people is like these are people who have very like polarizing personas. And I think he kind of picked people to be included in the book that do have like those like personas where people
Yeah.
either love or hate them. And
Yes.
some of them made you like them more, and some of them made you be like, there was a reason I didn't like you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think this book gives the opportunity to get to know the creators behind the book, which is also something that I like because even if you like or don't like the person,
Mhm,
at least you acknowledge that there is a person behind the book,
mhm,
and that is something that a lot of people forget when they criticize book, that there is something or there are people behind the book working on them. So I like that they give the spotlights to the creators, or at least their characters in the comics universe.
mhm.
We don't want to remember that there's people, man. I can't be mean to people. I can't be mean to someone's face. I gotta talk behind it, you know. Like,
Well,
I like how you came on smiling. I don't want to be the villain. You're like,
hey, if I gotta play a part, I'm gonna play the part. All right. Like,
oh man, Manny, you're notoriously you're a rough grader.
oh yeah,
You're a rough
absolutely.
grader. You don't
Everything
hold your punch. You don't pull your punches, man.
everything out of 10, everyone gets a 5, maybe a 6. You know,
Holy shit, bro.
unless it's Spider-Man.
unless it's Spider-Man. Yeah, that's right. No, I do have a couple of creators that I just can't hate on them. Like Dan Mora as an artist, anything he does, it's automatic 10. You know, like The World's Finest. I didn't want to read that book to try to get a little bit off topic. Like World's Finest, I didn't really want to read that, but as soon as I saw Dan Mora, Mark Waid is a good writer. That's one of my top books every time it comes out. So it's
That's cool. Before you guys get out of here, anything that you recommend? Favorite book you guys are reading right now?
For me, and I think you also mentioned it, but last week it was a good week for new number ones. So 8 billion genies,
Oh
really
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Grimm number one, really cool. So for me, both of those books
yeah.
were great, very different from each other, and that's what I love about comics. That you have a book about wishes and what would you do, and a book about death, and they are both great, and you can read both of them. So yeah, awesome books.
No, those two are pretty good books. I also recommend, if you haven't started Once in Future, definitely read Once in Future. Radiant Black, that whole universe is amazing. Not recommending Spider-Man at the moment because it just hasn't been good. So we can't talk good about something that hasn't been good, you know. So,
Man, okay. Hey, listen, I don't think I've ever heard you mention Once in Future, ever.
man,
And that's a big shock to me.
I love it. You can see it back here. The
What you mean?
little
He talked about it on the show.
oof.
The joke just went
Oh,
over.
it did go over my head. Oh, my bad. It's just when I tell a joke, it's like it lands immediately,
No, just a
and
YouTube.
then
Just a YouTube. Eh?
He's the Donny Cates.
yes,
He's
I
the
am.
Donny
What?
Cates
Hold
of
on,
jokes.
let's isolate the audio. What was that, Sergio?
Never mind. Never mind. Hey, what's this background behind you, Oscar? That's tripping me out. What's going on over here?
No, it's a beautiful city in Australia. So I have that poster in my house.
Holy jumping! I said that's a super realistic like green screen background, man.
No, it's the wall.
This
It's
is
the
Oh, shit. Hey, you guys already know, man. You're welcome to come on anytime. We'll bring you back where we can spend a little more time talking about the different books that you guys are reading and everything. But thanks for coming through, man.
Of course. Thank you for
Coming
inviting me.
through. Yeah.
It's always
Thank
fun.
So, Manny, you gonna keep pulling crowds over?
After this talk, yeah.
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 There you go.
I'm not happy about it, but I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I need to read the next issue to see what happens.
I'm with you. That was a big twist, man.
Yeah.
thanks guys for coming through, for stopping by. And if you enjoyed 8 Billion Genies, stick around in the live chats. We're gonna get into that very very soon. Right now, actually. So thanks, guys. Yeah.
Thank
See you
you.
later.
Thank you,
All right,
guys.
gentlemen. All right, all right, all right. Uh, Al, crossover was your number one, right?
Yeah, I thought it was like super fun. I like the twist ending. I'll tell
Mhm.
you this, crossover, every time an issue comes out, I'm like I'm gonna read crossover because I don't want it to get spoiled because I feel like it's like one of the top books that gets spoiled online.
Yeah.
And so it's always the first book I read, and I'm always surprised by how much I like it. And it's
Mhm.
funny because I'm like, but you loved it last month. Like, and so I really enjoy it. The self-deprecation stuff, it does get kind of tired, but then he reminds you that this is my shtick. And so it's like, okay, you're right. We knew you were gonna do this, Donnie.
Yeah.
But I honestly was like, I felt like he humanized himself a lot in this issue. And I really appreciated that. Because I don't keep up with his socials because again, some people's personalities are just really don't come off right on Twitter and Instagram.
Mhm.
And so I don't want to make excuses for him or anything because it is like a general consensus that he's kind of, but I think it made me look at him in a little bit of a different light and made me appreciate some of the storylines more in the book. So it was cool. I liked it.
Okay. Okay. Your number one pick of the week. It was my number three, and just because. Oh hey, we got what's going on, my man? Yes, crossover. Digging that. Tara, thank you for coming through. As always, pleasure having you in the live chats. But Elwood is saying West of Sundown is his pick of the week. Oh,
Oh
hey,
wait,
look at that.
hold
Look
on.
at that.
Stall for time.
Stop for time? Okay.
Mhm.
I'm stalling. West of Sundown, issue number 2 is my number 2 pick of the week. Look at this amazing. I love the A covers, man. Those like 70s movies
Where did it go?
movie poster vibes. Big fan
Can
of
you
West
share?
of
I'm
Sundown.
not able to pull up.
What's that, Al? What's going on here?
It's not letting me share West of Sundown.
The screeners?
Mm-hmm.
No? Okay, you stall. Let me try to hide it.
So West of Sundown, I would say, is probably opposite of East of Sunrise. Would you say?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, stop.
I'm the better one on the show. Say you would agree.
Let's get into your book here while I pull up the thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my number 3 pick is Human Remains number 8. It was the final issue in the series.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, but
There
I
you go.
already.
You like that, eh?
So Human Remains.
Hey!
I've already started talking.
Hey! Wow. You
You-
guys heard that, right? You heard the attitude in her voice. Okay.
Human Remains number 8.
You see that?
Beautiful ending to the story. It kind of shows that despite a collective human trauma, humans are still humans. We ain't shit. And it was really nice to see that illustrated.
Don't press the buttons.
So there's an actual like way to prevent the creatures at this point. There's an actual way to prevent the creatures from interloping into our dimension. And unfortunately, humanity is just like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to put that in my body. I don't want to consume this. And it's like, okay, just run the risk of, but you'll take pharmaceuticals, you'll take antidepressants, but the natural remedies, they're like, nah, I'm not with it. And so people have become the people who were the most empathetic or emphatic in the beginning of the series have become so used to the everyday trauma of the events that they're just like, this happens right in front of them and they're like, I gotta wash my car. My car is kind of dirty. So, and then you have like people who are capitalizing on human suffering because they've managed to control their emotions. And so you have like the preacher where he's just like, I'm going to throw a mass ceremony, right? And get all these people in one place, which isn't smart because, you know, the creatures, if any strong emotion. And the first thing you see is like, you know, this guy pulls out a gun because his order wasn't ready. His order wasn't right. And it's just like human, you cannot, there's people who are, you know, in control of their emotions and people who aren't. And there's a balance, but, you know, people aren't going to get to there. Yeah, there's some people who changed and some people who didn't, but overall, it's like humans are human at the end of the day, unfortunately. And
can't teach an old dog new tricks, right?
an old drog, yeah.
No drug.
Yeah. And so Peter Milligan, I love Peter Milligan. I think some of his books hit harder than others. This is probably one of my more favorite ones in recent times. I would say this and Out of Body recently.
Yeah, you're a fan of Milligan's work, eh?
I'm a fan.
Yeah, for sure. I know you're always picking his stuff. That's cool. Yeah, and Elwood agrees.
It was a really solid ending to the series. It didn't drag. I think all the issues were necessary to get to this point. So sad to see it go, but glad it ended how it did.
So Marquila, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. What did you think of the finale? Tied it up nicely for you. Drop your thoughts, buddy. But yeah, you've been raving. You said it ended like perfect.
I think it's consistently been in my weekend reviews.
Pretty much every issue, I think. Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I recommend it. And now that it's done, you know, it's 8 issues. You could probably get it. They're probably going to release a hardcover at some point. Hopefully.
Vault do they do hardcovers?
Yeah, recently they have been.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure, why not?
Sorry, what was this was your number 2 or 3?
That's a good question.
Yeah. Point is, it made your top 3. Folks, West of Sundown number 2 is my number 2 pick of the week. We did an advanced review on issue number 1. We all we enjoyed this, yeah. Actually, I think Ruben jump on that one?
Yeah, he did.
Ruben, if you're still there, what did you think of issue number 2, bro? Because I recall you enjoyed this. I thought, to be honest, I thought it might have even been better than the number 1. So what do we got here? Issue 2. It gives us the origin story of Miss Der Abend. Okay, the vampiress, the main character in the story. We get her tragic origin story. I thought that was really well done. Oh, have you read issue 2?
Yes.
What did you think?
I liked it.
Yeah.
If it wasn't the final issue of Human Remains, this would have probably made it into my top.
I would hope so. Because it's good. It introduces more new creatures, right? The characters. What was it? How do you even pronounce it? The Pishachas, right? Which are like flesh-eating monsters in the Hindu and Buddhist religions. So we get more. So we've already got like vampires introduced. Werewolves came into this one. We've got Frankenstein's monster. So all kinds of crazy creatures. And I think you put it really good when we did the original review. What did you say? It was like Vault's version of the Monsterverse. Yeah. So yeah, this takes place in like post-Civil War, New Mexico. The color palette really well done. It fits the location, the environment, the tone, right? Like you got the browns and the deserties, but then and I think we actually mentioned it, issue 1, the uses of the red, like you can see here in just the right moments. Yeah, high key recommend this one, guys. Pick it up. And did you throw up Ruben's comment, or are you being a player hater?
I'm being a player hater.
You're being a player hater. Don't do that. play haters ball. Leave it up for the home. I like number 2, very intense and insightful on the characters. The chupacabras were fun. Yeah, I just like a better idea of where it's going. Okay, I think we know where it's going though, bro. Like, so we got Miss Durban, the vampire. She's just trying to get to like her sacred origin grounds, right? She needs to recuperate.
Do you remember what her real name is?
Rosa.
And
Rosa.
see, you see this vampiric gentrification.
Vampiric gentrification. Okay.
She gets changed, and when she's grown, she's like, "That's like my dead name. This is my name now. It's Constant."
True.
Constance.
Constant. Yeah. So actually, it turns out that her name is Rosa, and she's the love child between, I think, a Mexican and a Native American Ginizaro is what they called him. Right. So cool stuff. Dope backstory. Tim Seeley writing, Aaron Campbell writing, Jim Terry on art, Triona Farrell on colors, man.
We're gonna have a talk after the show.
Oh yeah? What's that?
Oh, your screeners.
My screeners? Yeah. You don't like my screeners? What's wrong with my screeners?
The bottom left. What part of the story is that? 93%.
Bottom left. I don't know what you're looking at. I don't know.
You don't see that on your screener?
No.
The page number?
Oh. Oh, okay. Just get that there.
I'm not get that. Take it off.
Man. So yeah, that's my number 2 pick of the week, West of Sundown. Vault, man. Vault just drops straight heat, to be honest. I think that's my number 1 though. My number 1 in Elle, I believe this was your number 2, Elle.
This was my number 2.
This was your number 2. Your number 2 pick, my number 1.
So let's just have a little time of reflection right now.
Okay, reflection.
Sergio's number 1 book is the book he tried to decimate last week in Copper Drop. He's like, never look at this book. Don't even look at the covers. Why would anybody want to read these? These aren't cute little guys. These are uggo little guys.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Murray knows. We know. The audience knows. Don't try to.
So my lost Copper Drop pick is your number 1 read, huh? That's cute. That's cute. That's real cute.
Ma'am. Listen. Listen.
Oh, I'm listening. Go ahead.
Listen. 8 Billion Genies is good. Is good. How great of a debut issue of a number 1 issue is this? Hit us with the premise. What is this book about? Because yes.
This is your number 1. So why don't you hit us with your synopsis? Your number 1. You know what? I think I'm gonna let age before. Go ahead.
Oh, in that case, I mean, seeing as you're 44.
Yeah. What?
I'm saying, what's going on? Yes. Oh, go ahead, ma'am. This is all you.
That's so crazy, guys. I just want you guys to know the things I have to deal with on a weekly basis. His number 1 pick, but he doesn't know what it was about.
I know. I'm just giving you a chance.
So this book is about what if everybody got 1 genie, 1 wish on Earth collectively all at the same time, and the fallout from that.
Yeah. And there's big fallout. Where are my notes?
there's big fallout. There are consequences.
Yeah. No, listen. I love this issue. It really is probably, to be honest, one of my favorites so far in terms of single issues this year. That good. The writer Charles Soule takes the time, right, to build the character's backstory, right, which I think is important, right? It allows us to care for these characters in a sense, right? So good pacing, building up the backstory. Right before the main event. These cute little funny looking genies appear. Every human gets one, and everybody gets one wish, and chaos ensues, man. Yeah. How dope was the art?
Oh, it was sick.
How great was that art? Do we have that
Um,
double page splash?
This was my favorite pages was when it was like the first 8 seconds versus the first 8 minutes, and
Mhm.
it was so good.
Mhm.
And I'm glad, because like what I wanted this story to be was exactly what it was. And I think sometimes I overreach with my expectations
Mhm.
of something, but I was like spot on with what I wanted and what I got, and for that, forever grateful, because this is the story that I wanted to be told. And then it's teased at the end that like the next issue is like, how does the next 8 hours go? So that's really cool.
Man, yes, and I think Ruben said it. It's an 8-issue mini. Yep, that's correct. Uh, Fantastic art. Ryan Brown is the penciler and the colorist on this one. How great was the switch in color palette
Mm-hmm.
and tone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Versus like you have your interior shots,
Mm-hmm.
that like run down, bar. It was very drab looking, like dark tones, gray tones, versus when you switch to the exterior, all this chaos is going on, and you got all this bright, chaotic colors, right? It's just, stark contrast. Really, I love it, man. It was
Yeah,
great.
Oscar, that's what I was hoping for too after reading this one.
Mhm.
Like the increments of time being 8, multipliers of 8. So I think that's
Mm,
also really cool. I think because it sets you up for your expectations of it. And then
mhm.
with it being 8 issues, so that's really cool.
Okay. So I see what he's saying. So it's going to be in increments of 8.
Well,
So for
8 seconds, 8
yeah, in minutes,
minutes, 8
days, years,
hours, days,
decades, maybe.
you
Oh shit,
weeks.
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Look at
One, you can't do this, because if you wait for everybody to use their wish might affect you, and you could be dead already.
But you know what? I don't know. I feel like that's good strategy because I had the same thought, Juan. I said, you
But
know
if
what? Let
somebody
me.
wishes, I wish that everybody in the 10-mile radius dies except for me. You're
Mm,
dead. You never use your wish.
but if we're stuck in that bar, so the bartender was smart. His wish was nobody's wishes could affect anybody or anything inside the bar. So if we're inside the bar, we're set.
But he also didn't specify if does that mean if I leave the bar, or if
Um, let's play the game properly, okay, man? Don't.
I'm like very specific, because my wish would be very specific. Like my wish would be that nothing negative, nobody else's wish could affect me negatively,
Yeah.
and then that way I'm set. Like I can't be destroyed by any of your guys' ridiculousness.
Hey, oh, uh, I got, I gotta go grab this, folks. I was gonna take over the show for just a minute. I will be back. Have fun with this one, Elle. All right.
Okay.
All right.
I should add his video back to the stream so you guys can see him peeing his pants. So, so we asked you guys like, what were your wishes be for immortality? I would wish I can't get bored in a world full of wishes. True. Can you piggyback wishes on top of each other? That's interesting. I don't know if that would. Yeah, he drank 3 cups of coffee. It's more than a seal this time. It's the whole. What would you call more than a seal? It's the whole 6-pack. So we asked you guys like, what would your one wish be? And we got some responses. And Richard Morgan at Morgo Comics, he's the creator of Blam and Glam. He said, my one wish, I wish for Blam and Glam to be in TV series production with Netflix or HBO. I think it would work better on HBO than Netflix for that one. And Dean, we have Dean, it's going to be something degenerate to be sexually omnipotent over every living creature. I'm not sure what that entails for him. We'll have to have him on to elaborate. Inja, Korean Steakhouse, you doubled down on that. And my only critique of this wish is I feel like they want you to be like hyper specific with them. So your wish would have to be like a fully stocked Korean steakhouse, so that way you don't have to invest any of your own money into buying the the products necessary for that. We have Ruben. Here's your wish, Elle. Here's your wish. Next. Philly Phil, for a big enough ass for the whole world to kiss. And you know what? He wants that BBL lifestyle, and he's gonna get it, probably without the embarrassment of having to fly doggy style on a plane. Oh, Sergio.
I'm back. Hey, listen.
Did you wash your hands though?
Ma'am, I'm not gonna play. I had to go crack the seal. I've had so much water this morning, trying to stay hydrated. I was like, I couldn't hold it no more. We still got viewers. Oh, so you didn't drop the ball.
We have full cheese wish, which was to wish Mel a happy birthday, and also Tara more wishes.
It burned.
Yeah. He's got to get that checked out. He's been complaining about it for a few weeks now. It's concerning. Sheena, godlike powers to do whatever the hell I wanted. I think a lot of people would probably wish for that. And so it's like, would somebody make a wish that was like more than God? You know what I mean? Because there has to be somebody who is more powerful than everybody who wished that same wish.
If I may interject here.
Oh, Elwood, BBL is when you get, a fatter ass. And basically Phil's wish was to have the biggest ass so everybody could kiss it.
I think it was a Brazilian butt lift is what they call it. It's basically
why did you act like you had to think about it?
you make the booty fatter, you make the ass fatter, for those lacking the cheeks. Lacking the cheeks. Did you pose the question to the audience though? What would they wish? What would
Sergio, you've been gone for quite some time.
What would you guys wish? Hit us up, because I'm not seeing anything in the comments here. I want to know one wish, folks. One.
Tanya wishes for house elf magic. She wants to be a little Dobby. Don't give her a sock though, and she has to stay.
A hobby, okay.
Bombardier and Son. $1 billion.
See, I saw this. I didn't get that.
You wouldn't wish for $1 billion?
Why not just ask for $1 trillion if you can ask for $1 billion?
Honestly, I would wish for, if I was gonna do a money wish, I would wish for money not to be an object, and then
or infinity money. I don't know. Yeah, I was very curious, that one.
Samantha, a do-over with my retained memories. For me, I get that, but for me, that would just make me sad, huh? Cocktails and Comics, a 9/8 Action Comics #1.
See, I like that answer. That was a good one. That's a good one.
Is it? But you just said money isn't an object, but I'm gonna wish for an object.
Never mind. Hey, our buddy Juan is saying he wants to be able to breathe and have skin that will adapt to any environment and teleport. This guy's always got the wildest answers, bro. I love it. Okay.
I can't put my wish on blast.
Mal, you have to. You got to let it know.
I think I have a feeling I know what it is.
Ruben. Oh, what's going on? Clue me in.
I wish for nice house on the lake to be. Imagine that's what you wish for, but TVs don't exist anymore because somebody wished that there is no more TV.
I gotta be honest. That's your wish, buddy. Come on now. I wish everyone was happy and would stop hurting. Hey, I like that, bro. I like that.
What's a world without Sergio telling me I'm stupid on live?
Oh,
let's play that back. What if I already had a clip?
Oh man.
Does his skin teleport? Everything but his skin. Oh no, I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer, but I just feel like the way that the book presented it was like those cute little guys, they told you like be mindful of, your wishes, because it's not just you, and everybody has this one wish at the same time. What I think is interesting was them bringing that baby into the world, right? Or as the the Caucasian women on TikTok call it, bringing them earthside. And so the baby was born, and then it's like the baby has a wish. It was born right at the right second. But what does that mean? Like, what does the baby, like, what, you know what I mean? Babies can't talk. Is there like a mental thing, or does the baby, is it going to grow up first and then use its wish? Can it grow up in a world that's this chaotic? So I think I think they wanted you to think a little bit deeper on the repercussions of your wishes.
Really put some thought into that response.
While you were cracking the seal, I had time to think. Joey said a nice, comfortable lifestyle, stress-free. You know what? And that might be one of those wishes where it's like you're not affected by other people's wishes, especially if it would cause stress. Yeah.
That's strategy. I like that answer.
Affordable housing and the money to purchase.
Because it's be expensive to live here in Toronto.
And Nika, and what's crazy about this is if you had affordable housing, probably the money, if I don't know, or maybe just universal housing, like. But then again, are we going into a communist state when you start treading those kind of wishes? You're like, what? I don't know. It's just a lot to think about, and I would overthink it and not use it, and then probably die walking outside. You know what I mean? That's my luck.
Yeah, I feel like you're overthinking. Chill, Al. Papa Xanax, right?
Yeah. This has triggered my anxiety.
Every wish. It's not that serious, ma. It's not that serious. Hey, listen. Did we get to this one? Oh, no. That wasn't the one. Where is it? Hey, who did that one? One wish. What would you wish
8
for?
billion genies was Sergio's number one.
Not exactly. Yo, stop being a bully. Wow.
Let's do a poll. Am I a bully? I don't think so.
Oh, no. Seriously, what would you wish for?
Again, I would probably wish for, I would wish that everybody else's wishes didn't affect me negatively.
Okay. So you're just basically
I'm content enough with my life to where the fantastical doesn't interest me. So it's like I would just want to be like, everybody be cool, like chill. Right. But I know most people don't have any chill, so
yeah. Yeah, that was like strategy, such a smart move. I'm like, that's smart. Elwood, thank you for coming through and hanging out with us, buddy. Appreciate all the support, my man. Yeah. Okay. 8 billion genies, number one. My number one pick of the week. Your number two. Great stuff. Pick it up, folks.
And let's go to the results.
Copper Drop Burner. Results are 50. Oh. Switched up, because I was in the lead. Spectral with 53%.
53.
I hate this place with 47. I swear to God, Elle, I know you voted from your burner accounts. You know this.
No.
You know this.
Couldn't be me. Is there a way to see who voted? No, because that's not how democracy works.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Hey, listen. So next week, folks, we are reading Spectral. That was a close one. I think that might have been.
That might have been besides the 50-50, that's like the closest.
Yeah, besides the 50-50. I think maybe one vote separated. Okay, it's a one shot. We're reading it. Oh, Fulci. I see Fulci's comic now. Okay, he voted. Okay, I see where you voted, bro. All right. All right.
I like when we had the whole panel on and you moved my thing to the bottom, and every time you throw up a comment, it's just like I don't exist. You erased me from the show.
Hey, listen, before we get out of here, folks, listen. We got a sneak peek.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. Throw up the correct banner, ma'am. Por favor. Yes, thank you. We got an advanced copy of That Texas Blood number 14.
Juan said he's getting it because of Juan made it. Spectra.
That's how we voted for. Okay, bro. Yes, that Texas Blood number 14, folks. For those who are not familiar, a contemporary crime noir set in the dark and mysterious land of Ambrose County. The new arc is titled "The Snow Falls Endlessly in Wonderland," and this joint is out June the 8th. We've got the diamond code there for you guys. Make sure you pre-order this bad boy. Man.
And if there are other creators watching, feel free to email us. Elle and Sergio. Sergio and Elle. House of Nerd show at gmail.com.
Oh, okay. More advanced reviews you're wanting. So just a little bit on this, guys. So Chris Condon on writing duties. Jacob Phillips is the artist, the colorist. And again, Al, I think you'd agree with me here. They're really flexing their creative muscles on this one. And I think, how did you put it? Showing their mastery of the genre.
Chris Condon, absolutely. I feel like, especially with this newest edition, Chris is like writing at a caliber that I think a lot of crime comic book writers, not excluding the greats, obviously, we're not talking about Ed, but like I feel like a lot of them are striving for this, but it's honestly such a perfect issue. And even Phillips, like you could tell like he's really like hit his stride with coming into this one. But this is honestly like for sure going to be nominated as a single issue of the year. It was just fantastic, and I can't wait to talk about it once it comes out.
Oh man, yeah, we're gonna hit you with a proper advanced review. But what we can tell you is, a chilling start to this third volume. So the first volume, it deals is more like neo-noir. The second was like the occult horror subgenre. This one looks like it's leaning into the slasher, hack slash subgenre. We've got a serial killer on the loose. A storm is wreaking havoc. Wreaking havoc in Ambrose County. And who, it's up to Sheriff Joe Bob to say.
Now, Joe Bob.
Good old Joe Bob.
It's funny now having read this one. I'm like, Joe, I would have been moved out of Ambrose. Why are you still there?
That's what I'm wondering, and that's what I love about this series, man. Ambrose County, man. Hey, listen, a lot of kooky, crazy stuff happening, but I kind of.
But again, I'm sure the housing is affordable, so Anika.
Hey, well, I mean, with all the murders and shenanigans going on, I would hope so.
The ghost stories and everything,
man. And this one is set in the early 90s, 10 years after the events of volume 2. As you can see here, I was remarking just a chilling, cold, atmospheric start, man. And this one deals with a serial killer. Who is the Red Queen Killer? Make sure you pre-order that Texas Blood issue number 14 to find out, folks. There's your diamond code. FOC tomorrow. FOC tomorrow on this one. Great stuff.
You startled me. I was like, who's knocking?
Great stuff. Love it, man. Best ongoing out there. Boom. Hey, is that our show?
That's our show.
Is that our show? Okay. You want to hit the outro?
Oh, you're not gonna say bye? Bye, guys.
Okay.
Oh wait, do we say it bye or do we say it after?
Hey.
Oh, whoops! I clicked the wrong button.
Please remember to smash that like button, folks. Thank you to everybody who came through, hang out with us today. Each and every week, man. We appreciate
with your hosts Elle and Sergio. Sergio and Elle. No, I like it when we are addressed as such.
Okay, there you have it, folks. Elle, have a good Sunday.
Oh no, thank you.
Folks, have a good Sunday. Okay, bye-bye now. I'll say bye.
Oh, bye.
Say bye.